Hey everybody, my name's Seth, and today we're going to be talking about what happens when you have Aries in your 4th house, and that means you have a Libra midheaven, and 9 times out of 10, that also means you have a Capricorn ascendant. So welcome back to this series. I know it's actually been quite a while since I've updated it, but I am planning on finishing it as soon as possible so I can, first of all, give you guys a complete series and stop embarrassing myself on the internet. And second of all, start moving on to more interesting things and start following up on bigger ideas that I've had. So let's just launch right into this and see what we have to say about Aries. I see. So let's talk about how the home life was definitely intense growing up. The intensity is a mark of Aries. And you learned very early on that you need to stand out to be able to be seen. You need to work for attention. Your parents or your guardians may have made it very clear that you need to work for love, or if you want to lessen the intensity, you need to be able to work to get anything more than bare minimum attention from them. That doesn't mean that your upbringing had any less love than anyone else's, even though it might have felt that way, or even that you were less of a favorite than your other siblings, even though it may have felt that way, or even that you weren't spoiled. Because with an Aries IC, it's very clear that your guardians or your parents made it very clear that there are specific things that you need to do to make me happy. There are specific things that you need to do to make me proud. They gave you very clear and distinct goals. Reach this thing and you get a prize. Reach this thing and I'm happy with you. If you do these certain things, reach these certain goals, accomplish these certain things, I will favor you. I will give you what it is that I know that you want. Your parents know you a lot better than you know yourself, and that can kind of be off-putting as well with an Aries. I see your inner emotions are very, very visible and very, very obvious to the people who know you best. So with this sort of upbringing, what's being developed are survival skills. You understand that that you need to break down situations as in a goal, the skills needed to reach that goal, and how to acquire success in the fastest way possible. Um, you may develop a very hair trigger personality. Now, it doesn't mean hair trigger anger, but it could mean hair trigger anxiety, hair trigger happiness, hair trigger any emotion. Like, it's very quick what you have to feel and what you have to do, and you become very solid in what it is that you understand and based on what it is that you feel, because that's what you've learned to do. Your upbringing has influenced you to develop very, very distinct instincts, and to go with your gut and to lead with your gut, and to just kind of go for it. If there's something that you need, you've learned to go for it. Go grab that thing. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. There's no reason to hesitate. There's no reason that you should feel as if you should be anything less than first, that you should get anything less than the best, that you shouldn't get anything less than what you've worked for. So again, there can be some very off-base assumptions that you're spoiled. There can be some very off-base assumptions that you're greedy, where it's more or less kind of you just have developed almost top predator instincts, if you want to put it that way. So in adulthood, you tend to bring these survival instincts into every environment that you enter. Now, from a public point of view, this can kind of be rejected. Your more blatant acquisitions can be shot down, and your more barbaric means of acquiring what you want tend to be volatile, and or at least seen as volatile and rejected in equal validity. People start to show you what you're lacking. People in the public and just the outer world, the world outside of where you're comfortable, the world where people don't have to love you because you're you, the world where people don't have to accept you for any reason, where it's just there's no more family dynamic. It's the real world. And if you don't learn to play nice, you're not allowed to play the game. If you keep breaking the rules, they're going to kick you off the field. You can find yourself very alone, not many things to acquire. There's going to be no more prizes left for you to gain. What's actually being introduced to you is social norms and the idea that there are many goals and there are many people to make happy outside of yourself, outside of the people that you look up to, outside of people that you actually like. There are plenty of goals to be had, and there are plenty of things that need your attention, and that you're going to need to learn to prioritize, which means you're going to need to learn to slow down, which means that you're going to need to learn to be patient and to analyze situations and to maybe add a little bit more charm and to maybe add steps to what's going on and how you're going to acquire what you want. And understand that those steps can't happen immediately. It can't be just from point A to point B. Maybe your goal needs to be point F, and you need to prioritize all these points in between before you can get to point F. Libra basically is introduced. Libra energy, a Libra world, is shoved in your face, and you're going to have to learn to adapt. What I'm basically saying is that the public has expectations of you. And those expectations include finding the right words, the right timing, and having the right delivery when it comes to requesting the power and respect that you want in life. If you don't learn to appeal to those who have what you want or what you need in life, they're never actually going to willingly give it to you. You're going to find it very, very hard to succeed in life if you don't learn to play the social games and to scratch the right backs and to make the right deals and to charm the right people. Key terms for you to keep in mind are tact, composure, professionalism, and respect. Really trying to embrace the better halves of your Capricorn ascendant that you most likely have. But Libra can kind of teach you these things or give you a more well-rounded view of these things as well, just in case Capricorn isn't your ascendant. Now, what success looks like for you can range from the charming, seductive, or debonair sort of energy, the person that can kind of get anything out of anyone through charms, to the powerful, manipulative, maybe not in all the bad way, kind of professional, the headstrong, aggressive without being combative, sort of professional, who can kind of march into any situation, take command with grace, and get what they want. Or maybe even something in between if you're lucky enough, if you're really that good. But really, it's just the highest mode of what other people are going to understand from the Libra energy you're giving off. And that's charm, and that's grace, and that's cardinal energy, a leader. But it's the type of leader that they'll understand. It's the pieces of you that they're most willing to engage in from the outside looking in, from a distance especially, looking at your midheaven here. Now, with the success described, the public is most willing to understand this well-manicured persona that you're presenting to them. They're also more than willing to understand you as someone closer to vain, someone who's very conscious of how they present themselves to them. Now, this is coming from how you are starting to cling to social order, how you're starting to cling to social norms as a survival tactic, because you're understanding that's how you're getting ahead. That's how people are accepting you. This is how you're getting what you want. Now, it can backfire in a way because people are going to look at that and kind of see you as someone who cares too much, see you as someone who's maybe less driven and more focused on how they look. They might see you as someone who's more charming and less focused on what's most important. They're only seeing the Libra. You're so good at what you're doing that your fourth house is dissipating. What you're going home and dealing with personally, or with people who understand you personally, is not going to translate well in the public. What's being translated is the persona that you put on to get ahead. Now, to the people closest to you, they're understanding that vanity that other people are seeing is really just you pushing as hard as you can and reining in as much energy as you can to be able to get what you want as quickly as possible using the power of persuasion rather than the aggressive energy boiling underneath the surface. That's actually what's getting people so interested in you in the first place. That energy bubbling right beneath the surface kind of needs to stay beneath the surface. By all means, express yourself in the ways that make you feel good. Express yourself in the ways that are cathartic for you. But understand that there's a difference, and that there's a difference between being passionate about something and expressing your passion compared to pummeling people with your wants and desires. That box that you're kind of being forced to fit in can be more treated like a canvas for you to paint on, right? Like there are restrictions, there are social norms, there are societal rules, there are social rules that need to be adhered by you. It's just a sad fact of the chart that you were given. These are the cards that you were dealt, so to speak, which the 10th house definitely represents. What cards were you dealt in life? Just deal with them. Those social norms, those societal rules, things of that nature, all they're doing is providing you with canvases and artistic tools to draw, paint, sing, express yourself in many different array of positive ways. Find positive, creative ways to take all of this anxious energy that you have at home and to show the public who you are in many different ways. Show them that you're multifaceted. Show them that you have skills. Show them that you want what you want and you're going to get what you want. But do it in a way that is entertaining. Do it in a way that is charming. Do it in a way that is expressive, that is artistic. You know who you want to impress. You know who you need to impress. You know where you want to be. You know, hopefully you will learn to know who inhabits the environment you want to get to. If you already know what's in front of you, plan for that and get there in time and know how to charm them and know how to basically put on a show over here with this hand while you grab what you want with this hand. You know what I mean? It's just being asked of you to just be a little more polished. Be a little more presentational about getting what you want and still being a leader, but finding more creative ways to be the leader that you want to be and lead the world that you want to see. So that is a very small sliver of the story behind having an Aries IC and a Libra MC. 4th house versus the 10th house. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it was worth the wait. If you guys actually want to see more videos from me more frequently and be able to keep up with my series and as I'm able to actually keep up with making them, I suggest going to my Patreon, becoming a patron, and helping support my channel and helping support the series that you want to see. If you don't want to or if you're not able to, it is a big help to like, share, and subscribe and support my channel that way. If you want to see it, then support it and I will give it to you. Thanks for watching, you guys. Make sure to stay tuned because you never know when I'll be talking about next.